Hello, and welcome to the pre-arrival immigration session for the iCoyote International Student Orientation online module. My name is Isaac Morales, Immigration Lead at the Center for International Studies and Programs here at Cal State San Bernardino. We cannot wait to have you join us physically here in Southern California, but before your arrival, we would like to provide you information regarding your student visas and your status as a non-immigrant in the United States. In this video, we will briefly touch upon the SEVIS system, how to maintain status, documents you need to travel and arrive to the U.S., employment in the U.S., and other roles and responsibilities that you are subject to. Remember, although we are here to guide and support you through the immigration system, you are ultimately responsible for your own immigration status. SEVIS stands for the Student Exchange and Visitor Information System. SEVIS is the web-based system used by schools in the U.S. to communicate with the Department of Homeland Security. This is the system we utilize to issue and update the forms I-20 and DS-2019. Most, if not all, of you have the I-20 or DS-2019 now, and it should be in initial status. Once you arrive to the U.S. and we confirm you meet requirements including enrollment and health insurance purchase, we use SEVIS to update your information and register your record as active. You will want to make sure your record remains active throughout your time here at CSUSB and until you complete your program. More on that later. SEVIS can also be used to transfer I-20s and DS-2019s to other institutions in the United States. At CSUSB, we have several officials that assist with the issuing and registration of I-20s and DS-2019s, as well as in the provision of immigration services for international students. The International Students and Scholars team at the Center for International Studies and Programs is led by Associate Dean Ryan Griffith as the Principal Designated School Officer. He is supported by Eleanor Perry, Marco Lagos, and me, Isaac Morales. The International Admissions Team, which works on the evaluation of transcripts and applications and the issuance of I-20s, is led by International Admissions Lead Evaluator Nancy Hernandez and her team including Kirsten Hollowell and Pablo Gutierrez. In regard to the international extension programs, the PDSO is Assistant Dean Dr. Esther Lee and is supported by Dr. Sha Lee and Jacinda Higgins. The J1 program for exchange students and scholars is led by Responsible Officer Associate Dean Ryan Griffith and the alternate responsible officers Eleanor, Marco, and me. We cannot wait to meet you here for the in-person orientation and any advising and services you may need. But first, let's get you to the United States. If you haven't yet acquired your visa interview or visa, please check out our pre-arrival webinar, Visa Interview Prep. Reach out to iss@csusb.edu for a recording of the webinar, which will guide you through the process of acquiring your visa at a U.S. embassy or consulate abroad. If you have acquired your visa, or once you have acquired it, make sure that on the day you travel to the U.S., you are extremely prepared. Place your assigned I-20 or DS-2019 along with your class schedule and passport in your carry-on bag or luggage. That is, the bag that will be with you on the plane rather than checked in. You will need these documents to pass through customs inspection. Once you arrive in the U.S., you will be asked a few questions by an immigration and customs enforcement officer. You will be asked to confirm your name, the purpose of your visit as a student, and your destination. Make sure you remember these details, as sometimes the fatigue from traveling can cause you to be nervous or forgetful. Stay calm and be sure of yourself. You've done an amazing thing by being admitted to CSUSB and should be proud, not nervous or anxious during this interview. Please also ensure that prior to traveling to the U.S., you have paid your I-901 SEVIS fee and updated iCoyote with your U.S. address, even if it is a hotel or temporary address with family or friends, and your U.S. phone number. If you have not acquired a U.S. phone number, please do so as soon as possible once you arrive in the U.S. and prior to the in-person orientation, which you must attend if you wish to maintain status. As you prepare to travel, familiarize yourself with the documents that you will need. The Form I-20 is what students on an F1 visa utilize. At the top of the I-20, you will see the SEVIS ID number, which starts with the letter N. Please make it a habit of using this number and your Coyote ID in any communications with the ISS or international admissions teams, as it will help us locate your records quicker. On the middle of the first page, you will see the information regarding your major and program of study. The education level indicates the type of degree you will be attempting to complete. The major indicates your field of study. The program end date indicates the estimated time of completion for your degree level. Sometimes the major will not align specifically with your actual major at CSUSB. In these instances, the correct major will be listed on the remarks section. Please note, once you have entered the US for the first time with your I-20, you will then need a travel signature for all travel after your first entry. The travel signature area is located on the second page. You will be able to request this travel signature later in the semester, and we will discuss this further during the in-person orientation. For now, please note that you do not need the travel signature. The Form DS 2019 is for J1 students and scholars. The SEVIS ID number is located at the top of the page and starts with the letter N. Similarly, if you are a J1 student or scholar, please utilize the SEVIS ID number and your Coyote ID number in all communications with the IEP or ISS teams. Towards the middle of the page, you will see your program start and end dates, as well as the field of education. Should you need to travel outside of the US for a short period during your stay in the US, you will need to acquire a travel signature, which is located on the bottom right of the first page. We will provide more information on this during the in-person orientation. In addition to the DS 2019 or I-20, you will also need a valid US visa and a valid passport. The visa is only an entry document. It does not confer status. In fact, you are not considered in status until you arrive in the US with your visa. The visa may expire while you are here in the US, and if you need to travel in the future, you may need to repeat the process of applying at the consulate. Ensure that you renew your passport within 6 months of its expiration, as it is required that you have a valid passport while living in the United States as an F1 or J1 student. Most consulates have locations in Los Angeles, Anaheim, or Santa Ana. The Form I-94 is the document that is issued to you upon each entry to the United States. This is the document that details the conditions of your admission to the United States. The Form I-94 is now issued electronically and can be found in the link https://i94.cbp.dhs.gov/I94/. You will see your class of admission, either F1 or J1, and you will see the admit until date. For F1 students, the admit until date will be listed as DS. This stands for duration of status, because you will be in F1 status as long as you maintain active enrollment and meet the requirements for F1 status. For J1 status, the admit until date will most likely show as the program end date listed on the DS 2019. Please check this electronic form once you have entered the US and save a copy. Do this every time you enter the US to ensure the information is accurate. This could be helpful in the future if you need information for an immigration petition or application. Once you have arrived to the US, you will need to maintain your immigration status. To maintain status in the United States, you need to ensure you follow several guidelines and requirements in addition to the academic requirements of the university. Remember, you are subject to the laws of the United States and the policies of the university, which most times align, but sometimes can be a bit different. If you are an undergraduate degree-seeking student, you must enroll in at least 12 total units. Graduate students must enroll in at least 6 units, or whatever the graduate program considers as full-time. You are coming to the United States on a student visa, and the understanding is that you are coming to take in-person courses. Therefore, stay away from online courses as best as possible. In-person courses are considered to be courses taught in a classroom and can also be hybrid courses. If you must take an online course, you cannot take more than 3 units of online-only courses. If you are in the English language program, you are required to attend all classes. If you are in the Study Abroad in the USA program, you must also register for at least 12 units. Similarly, these must be in person. If you are in the Academic Pathway program, you must also register for at least 12 units and meet the in-person requirement. Proof of your status can be shown by providing your I-20, DS 2019, the passport, your U.S. visa, and the Form I-94. A travel signature can be used when traveling. To prove status, you will also need to prove you are enrolled in a qualifying health insurance plan. CSUSB offers a specific plan for international students. If you cannot maintain status due to enrollment issues or change of plans, contact the SIS team as soon as possible to speak with an immigration advisor. Sometimes you may need a letter or document or immigration advising on a specific matter related to your F1 or J1 status. In this event, you can submit service requests and forms through our online website. Please note that you should allow up to 5 business days in the US, that is Monday through Friday, excluding weekends, for processing of these requests. You will have to abide by state and federal laws as well as university policy. Never drink and drive, and never drink if you are under the legal drinking age of 21. Also, never use drugs. Violating any law in the United States will have a serious impact on your lawful status and could even lead to negative consequences such as deportation. As previously mentioned, you are the person responsible for your immigration status. However, you have a team of experienced immigration advisors and specialists at your service. Therefore, you can seek advice and guidance on maintaining your SEVIS record as active by utilizing the Center for International Students and Programs myriad of services. However, neither the CISP nor the ISS team is responsible for your status. Therefore, you must constantly be aware of your SEVIS record status and ensure you are enrolling in classes and have purchased health insurance. Failure to maintain your status could lead to termination of your record, and the consequences are costly and may affect future immigration opportunities. As a reminder, register for a full course of study and attend all your classes. Ensure that you are making normal progress towards completion of your degree and that you are utilizing campus services if you are having academic or student life difficulties. The academic advising, writing, career, and student life centers are all available to ensure your academic and professional success. Pay attention to your program start and end dates and request an extension if necessary. However, it is recommended that you complete your program before the expiration date listed on your I-20 or DS 2019. Make sure your I-20 or DS 2019 and your visa and passport are always valid. Do not work in the United States or get paid for any service without authorization. Doing so will violate the law. As you change contact information such as emails, phone numbers, or addresses, make sure you update iCoyote, the USCIS, and the ISS team. Please know that although you cannot work in the US without authorization, there are some options available if you need to engage in employment. One of the options available to certain students is on-campus employment. Most students can work up to but no more than 20 hours per week in an on-campus job. Consult with the Career Center and look for non-work study positions. Those positions do not qualify for this type of work authorization. Note that IEP students are not allowed to engage in other types of work authorization. To work in on-campus positions, you will need to acquire a social security number. You can apply for positions without it, but you will need the number to start working once you have received a job offer. More information on this process will be provided during the in-person orientation. In the meantime, note that you should not work in the US if you do not have a social security number. Again, doing so will have negative consequences. Another form of work authorization prior to graduation is the Curricular Practical Training option. CPT, as it is commonly referred to, is for F1 students. Undergraduates must have been enrolled for at least 1 year, and graduate students can begin CPT as soon as their program starts. However, the job offer must have specific start and end dates that coincide with the semester system, and the job duties must be directly related to your program of study or a requirement for an internship or class. There is a process towards requesting CPT, and we will discuss further during the in-person orientation. This concludes our pre-arrival immigration session webinar. Once again, congratulations on your achievement in being admitted to CSUSB. We are endlessly excited to see you here and hope you take all the information provided here seriously and responsibly. We know you will have an amazing experience as a fellow Yoti, and we want to make sure you know your immigration status does not have to be a barrier towards your experience at our university. In fact, use it to your advantage and excel in your academic and professional endeavors. See you soon.